Hello and welcome to Day 2, Part 1 of Kevin McCarthy's Ritual Humiliation on Fairly Unbalanced with Mike Tallon. As we dig into the day, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to kind of do a review and to consider one potentially unique solution to this problem for Kevin McCarthy that in itself would be kind of hilarious. But first, just a quick review about what the debate is, why the crazies of the Republican Party are withholding their support from the crazies of the McCarthy faction of the Republican Party in the House. And it centers around inside baseball, politics, and power in the House of Representatives. The first thing that the crazies want from Kevin McCarthy is a change in a rule called the motion to vacate the chair. That is the rule. The motion to vacate the chair is the rule that allows the House of Representatives during the term to fire the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Right now, under the last Congress when Nancy Pelosi was in charge, if at any point in the 2 years after the election of the Speaker of the House, if the members wanted to get rid of the House, someone would have to put forward a motion and they would have to vote on it. But the person under the Pelosi rules, the person who could do that, the only people who could do that, were members of congressional leadership, the Speaker of the House, the Majority Leader, the Whip, or the caucus chair, which of course they'd never do, shy of a Jack Bauer 24 scenario where there were terrorists and guns and something had to be done immediately. So it essentially said, once you pick the speaker, that person's the speaker for the next 2 years. The crazies want to change that to allow any member of the House of Representatives at any time to offer a motion to vacate the chair, and then there would be, it's called a privileged rule. It would have to be voted on in the next 2 days, which would mean if McCarthy lost support along the way, he could just be yanked, give him the hook and pull him off stage. He doesn't want to do that. The compromise he's made so far is that any 5 members of Congress can band together and offer the resolution, and then it goes to the floor for the potential vote. He really doesn't want to go any further than that. He may have to if he wants to win the Republican support that he needs. The second part of the internal inside baseball struggle is for power on committees. The crazies, some of whom are junior members, want to get the gavel. They want to get their own committees and subcommittee chairmanships so that they can direct money or drive cameras to a particular crazy cause of theirs. And McCarthy, of course, wants to reward his people, his loyal crazies. And so there's a struggle about that. One of the hilarious things that happened in the last 24 hours is that Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is, in her very DNA, a crazy, is at this point temporarily allied with McCarthy's crazies because she felt she could get a better deal. But now that it doesn't seem to be working out that way, she's frustrated because the Matt Gaetz super duper crazy faction went in to negotiate with McCarthy for what their final demands were, and that included a list of chairmanships, gavels, for the committees and the subcommittees, and Matt Gaetz didn't ask for anything for Marjorie Taylor Greene, because Marjorie Taylor Greene screwed him by not joining his rebellion. It's beautiful, they all hate one another, and it's like watching crabs in a pot tear one another apart, and I absolutely love it. Makes me so happy. So McCarthy is in a real pickle here. But there is one solution out of this that hasn't been widely discussed or considered. And it's one that I think might happen in the next couple of days. But it's not going to happen anytime soon because we're going to enjoy watching these guys boil and tear one another apart for another couple of cycles. Because of the rules of how the speaker is selected, Right now, Kevin McCarthy requires 218 votes to become the Speaker. But it's not a majority of Congress. It's not a majority of the 435 that he needs. He needs a majority of the number of members present and voting, which currently is 434 because one member died between the election and now, a Democrat. God rest his soul. Uh, so if you can lower the number of voting members, then the bar for Kevin McCarthy gets lower as well. So say Hakeem Jeffries, for some reason, tells 100 Democrats to take an early afternoon and just to go down to the tune-in and have a beer and don't show up for the vote. That drops the requirement for the number of votes for McCarthy to win by 50, and he can clear the hurdle. But why would Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats do that? What concessions could they demand from McCarthy to get that done? And to me, it's pretty clear. The low bar for that is that you say, well, you have a rebellious faction. We don't like the crazy, 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 crazies either. So why don't when you form your majority, you agree with us that you screw them. Matt Gaetz gets nothing. Chip Roy gets nothing. Your rebellious faction, they're off all committees. And you know what? Throw Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert in there for good measure. Screw them. Form your government. Form your leadership team in the House of Representatives. But screw those guys. That might get Democratic support. And McCarthy might be inclined to do it. To push further is probably a little bit much to ask, to say, just back off the Hunter Biden dick pic story and all of that. But I don't know. How desperate will what is his name again? I'm forgetting it already. Kevin McCarthy. I get him confused with Mark Meadows. They seem like the same average white guy in a suit to me. So Kevin McCarthy, he's pretty desperate, and his humiliation is getting thick and ugly. So he might do a lot to just have Hakeem Jeffries save the day for him. But that's not going to happen today. Today we're going to get another full couple of sessions of votes that will just make Kevin McCarthy look weaker and weaker and weaker, and it will be delicious, and I can't wait. And if anything fun happens, I'll come back here and we'll talk about it a little bit. Until then, love to you all, unless you're a Nazi.